Hope everybody's staying warm out there. My kids are home on a snow day today. I thought I'd take a little time and share something I've been wanting to share. There was a book that came up in Facebook, Verbaki group, and it was this book right here, and it was really intriguing. And about a month or two later, I went to an antique mall, huge cluttered place. There's stuff everywhere. If you wanted to find the same item twice, good luck. And right on top of a table, here was a copy of the book sitting there for $3, so I had to scoop it up, and I'm very glad I did. It's an excellent book, and I wanted to share a few poems that really grabbed me, and it's not all poems as such. It's called The Enlightened Heart. It's an anthology of sacred poetry edited by Stephen Mitchell. So, a lot of my thinking is influenced by Taoism, specifically the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. And so I think some of the selections in this book actually really kind of get at the core of it, and I wanted to share those. So this is Lao Tzu. A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent upon arriving. A good artist lets his intuition lead him wherever it wants. A good scientist has freed himself of concepts and keeps his mind open to what is. Thus, the master is available to all people and doesn't reject anyone. He is ready to use all situations and doesn't waste anything. This is called embodying the light. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? If you don't understand this, you will get lost, however intelligent you are. It is the great secret. So, I think a lot of people have heard that part. What is a good man but a bad man's teacher? What is a bad man but a good man's job? I wonder how this might sound if we reframe the categories. Cats. One thing that Vervaeke has said frequently is that the child is to the adult as the adult is to the sage. So there's like a succession. What if we used some of those terms instead of good and bad? What is a parent but a child's teacher? What is a child but a parent's job? How about sage and adult? What is a sage but an adult's teacher? What is an adult but a sage's job? And I think by changing the terms up a little bit, it kind of gets better at the essence of the thing rather than good, bad, especially in this framing of retributive justice, which is the secular state of affairs here, and I think it allows us to see things a little bit differently. Here's another good one from Lao Tzu. Some say that my teaching is nonsense. Others call it lofty, but impractical. But to those who have looked inside themselves, this nonsense makes perfect sense. And to those who put it into practice, this loftiness has roots that go deep. I have just 3 things to teach: simplicity, patience, compassion. These 3 are your greatest treasures. Simple in actions and in thoughts, you return to the source of being. Patient with both friends and enemies, you accord with the way things are. Compassionate toward yourself, you reconcile all beings in the world. And moving on, there's another Taoist thinker that I wasn't familiar with until I got this book. The name is Seng San. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. It's Seng TS apostrophe AN. So Seng San is as good as I'm going to get on that. But this entry is called The Mind of Absolute Trust, and I love reading this. The great way isn't difficult for those who are unattached to their preferences. Let go of longing and aversion, and everything will be perfectly clear. When you cling to a hairbreadth of distinction, heaven and earth are set apart. If you want to realize the truth, don't be for or against. The struggle between good and evil is the primal disease of the mind. Not grasping the deeper meaning, you just trouble your mind's serenity. As vast as infinite space, it is perfect and lacks nothing. But because you select and reject, you can't perceive its true nature. Don't get entangled in the world. Don't lose yourself in emptiness. Be at peace in the oneness of things, and all errors will disappear by themselves. If you don't live the Tao, you fall into assertion or denial. Asserting that the world is real, you are blind to its deeper reality. Denying that the world is real, you are blind to the selflessness of all things. The more you think about these matters, the farther you are from the truth. Step aside from all thinking, and there is nowhere you can't go. Returning to the root, you find the meaning. Chasing appearances, you lose their source. At the moment of profound insight, you transcend both appearance and emptiness. Don't keep searching for truth. Just let go of your opinions. For the mind in harmony with the Tao, all selfishness disappears. With not even a trace of self-doubt, you can trust the universe completely. All at once you are free, with nothing left to hold on to. All is empty, brilliant, perfect in its own being. In the world of things as they are, there is no self, no non-self. If you want to describe its essence, the best you can say is not to. And that's in quotes. In this not to, nothing is separate, and nothing in the world is excluded. The enlightened of all times and places have entered into this truth. In it there is no gain or loss. One instant is 10,000 years. There is no here, no there. Infinity is right before your eyes. The tiny is as large as the vast when objective boundaries have vanished. The vast is as small as the tiny when you don't have external limits. Being is an aspect of non-being. Non-being is no different from being. Until you understand this truth, you won't see anything clearly. One is all are one. When you realize this, what reason for holiness or wisdom? The mind of absolute trust is beyond all thought, all striving, is perfectly at peace. For in it there is no yesterday, no today, no tomorrow. And to wash it all down, there's another one I really enjoyed in here from George Herbert called The Elixir. Teach me, my God and King, in all things thee to see, and what I do in anything, to do it as for thee, not rudely as a beast, to run into an action, but still to make thee prepossessed, and give it his perfection. A man that looks on glass, on it may stay his eye, or if he pleaseth, through it pass, and then the heaven espy. all may of thee partake. Nothing can be so mean, which with his tincture, for thy sake, will not grow bright and clean. A servant with this clause makes drudgery divine, who sweeps a room as for thy laws, makes that and the action fine. This is the famous stone that turneth all to gold, for that which God doth touch and own cannot for less be told. I hope something mundane, some drudgery, can be golden for you today.